Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sonia. If you're watching me for the first time, I'm a Nigerian YouTuber, content creator based in Toronto, Canada, and I make videos about my life, like lifestyle videos, vlogs, day in the life, all that kind of stuff. But thank you for coming by. Please subscribe if you haven't. You can put on the notification button if it doesn't bother you. I would appreciate it if you do, but you don't have to. But I really would want you and hope you do subscribe, because that's going to help me grow my channel. And for those that are coming back, like you're a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you for coming back. You're the one that helps me, encourages me to keep going. Today I want to talk about my experience moving to Canada as a single mother and looking for accommodation. It's not an easy task, I must tell you. Like, it was really daunting, because even from Nigeria I started looking for accommodation. I tried Kijiji, I tried Airbnb and all sorts, and I couldn't find anything within my budget. I must add that, because your budget is a key thing to consider it's a key factor when you're trying to find accommodation, because if your budget is much higher, you're probably going to have more options available to you. But if it's a bit lower, like mine was, you're going to have less options available to you. Coupled with the fact that I was coming with an infant, he was 18 months at the time. So it was not easy, because most places, especially Airbnbs, they will say, oh, their houses are not baby proofed and they don't accept children less than 2 years old. So it was really hard for me to find something before coming. Even when I did come, thank goodness, I don't even know what my plan was till my friend offered me to stay with her for 1 week. I don't even know what my plan was, because I had already bought my ticket. I had my arrival date, but I don't know. I think I spoke to her. She was like, okay, you can stay with me like for the first week, and hopefully when you're here you can find Airbnb or a short-term rental. But I still couldn't find any, because mostly because I had a little kid with me. So my infant with me, so that people would be like, if it's like short-term rentals, most of them would be like, oh, your kid might bother the other guests, the other people in the house. The Airbnb was about the baby proofing, and these are the options that were available to me within my budget, right? I did find one place when I was searching in Brampton that had like 4 other house guests in there, and it was a short-term rental, and I was supposed to be renting a room. It was an Indian family. They were nice, and the house was really big, but I felt like there were too many people to share with. Like, if it was like maybe one other person, or at least at most 2 other people, and including them. So when I say 2 other people, I feel like maybe the people that own the house and one other person, then me. But it was like me, them, and like 4 other people in the house, and I was like, no, I don't think I can share. And I didn't know much about Brampton then as well, but I later got to find out it's not somewhere I would have wanted to live. So I'm actually grateful that I didn't end up getting a place there. So my friend Iffy that I was staying with for the first week, I actually ended up staying with her for 3 weeks, because like I said, it was very difficult finding a place. And she just, I wasn't really comfortable. I was not like she didn't make me feel comfortable. I wasn't comfortable imposing on her, especially because I had a kid. If I was alone, I'm sure it wouldn't have been as big. I mean, I would still want to stay there forever, right? But it would have been easier to like, okay, offer and stay, because she had 2 rooms, right? Offer and say, okay, let me pay you while I'm staying here and figure things out and find a job or whatever. But just because I had a kid, it's not easy. It's not her kid. It's not easy to live with someone else's kid in your house when you're used to living alone. So I was really bent on finding my own place. So I stayed with her for the first 3 weeks. Then I met someone else that I met through Metro Gypsy. She had a little kid as well, like a bit older than my son, also a son. She has a son. He was a bit older than my son at the time. She said I could come to her house. So after staying with Iffy for 3 weeks, I moved to her house for 1 week. And I told her when I got there that before the end of the week, I'm going to find my own place. And she was like, no, you don't have to rush. You can stay here for as long as you need to. It was actually good for my son to have a playmate, and I guess for her son, because she was a single mom at the time as well, but she's not anymore, so that's good news. But yeah, so I was like, no, I need to find my place. I don't like imposing on people, and you always just want to have your space, right? So within my budget, it was a bit harder, because like I told you from my other video about my decision moving to Canada. I really didn't have any money or any savings or anything. I was pretty much living hand to mouth in Nigeria, and so it was just the gifts that someone gave me that I came to Canada with. To be honest, I didn't have any money of my own. It was really hard because, you know, I have to go everywhere with my son. There was no one to pretty much leave him with, so I had to go everywhere with him in the hot sun, jumping from one bus to the other, from one subway to the other, going from here to there. There are times he would get hungry on the way, and I would just be like stressing because I don't even have that much money to say I didn't have that much money to be eating out all the time, like on the road. So I would try to get snacks, but sometimes it's not enough. So it was really a daunting activity. I did try using an agent. She's the best agent. So if you are moving to Canada soon, or you are here and you're looking for accommodation, you could try her out. Her name is Body Bond. You can contact me to give you her contact, or maybe I'm just going to put her email address or something on the screen so you can contact her. I referred her to a lot of people, and they referred her to other people as well. So she's really awesome. She really goes all out for you trying to get an apartment. She's like the best ever agent I have used. The first apartment I got, she wasn't able to help me get that because it was hard going through an agent. Coming as a first timer, they require you to have a credit score, they require you to have a job, a good credit score, and I didn't even have credit history because I just got here, right? So they expect you to have that, they expect you to have a job. So finding one with her was harder. I think it has gone a lot easier now, at least from talking to my friends. I've realized that it's easier for them to find places as a newcomer, because I think most landlords are now getting used to the fact that newcomers are coming, and you know, they need people to rent their house. So what they do require though, as a newcomer without credit history, without a job, they need you to pay a couple of months up front. Most places, I think a lot of places say like 6 months, some places 4 months, but it's between 4 months upfront to 6 months upfront, sometimes a year. Usually when you're renting, if you do have a job and a good credit score, you usually just have to pay first and last month as a newcomer, because you know, there's no security of a job. They're not sure when you're going to find a job. They need you to pay a couple of months upfront. So be looking to pay 4 to 6 months upfront as a newcomer with no job or credit history. But if you do have someone that's willing to vouch for you, like and you know, put their name on the lease with you or whatever, so that if you're not able to pay, they may take first and last month only. I did have a guarantor, but I still paid 4 months upfront when I eventually found my place. I found it on Kijiji. It was in Richmond Hill, and it was a really big and furnished apartment, and it was actually very affordable, or quite affordable for me at that point. So I liked the place, I liked the lady. It came down to 2 places. I actually had said I was going to take another place that was a 2-bedroom in Vaughan, like on the border of Vaughan and North York. So they had TTC coming there, and they had YRT buses. TTC is the Toronto Transport Company, I think, and YRT is York Region Transport. Yeah, so they had those buses coming there, and that place would have actually been a better place for me because I eventually got a job at York University, and it would have been really close. I think it would have probably been just one bus to go there, and like really close for me to get to work. But I just liked the other woman, you know, the Richmond Hill woman, and it was big and it was furnished. So that was a big thing for me, the fact that it was furnished, and I wouldn't really need to buy anything. But I chose to buy my own mattress because I wasn't sure about their mattress, right? I wanted a fresh one. I didn't want bed bug issues. So it was a good decision, I feel, because I had a good relationship with them. I used to go upstairs to their house to eat. They would invite me upstairs. She would look after my kids sometimes. Her kid would come to my house to play with she had a son that was like a year older than my son. So her kid would come down to mine sometimes to play. We had a good relationship. I would go upstairs, talk to them, and her and her husband, you know, spend time with them, you know. It was a good relationship. I'm not sure if that would have happened in the other place I wanted to take, but I feel like God always directs my footsteps to the right place, and I make good relationships with people, and I still keep in touch with her until now. I've lived in one other place before this current place. So already in my 2 years being in Canada, I've lived in 3 places, and I've always had a good relationship with all my landlords back in Nigeria and now. So it's a good thing if you can have a good relationship with people. There was actually a lady I met during my house search. She had a salon underneath the apartment I was going to look at, and the person that was renting the apartment told me to get the key from her because he wouldn't be around. So I got the key from her, and I found out she was Nigerian, and she didn't think I was Nigerian when she met me, but I told her I was. And she was really nice. We kept in touch, and she actually offered me a job. She was like, you know what, I can give you a job and give you a job letter. Maybe it would help you find an apartment, and if you do find one and you're a bit settled, you can actually start working with me for the meantime. I was like, what about my kid? She's like, you could bring him, like he shouldn't be a problem. And so that was really nice of her, although I didn't end up working there because things worked out a bit different. And I just decided not to go there because I wanted to have somewhere to put my kid. So it worked out well at the end of the day. You should watch out for rental scams because there are a lot of people that try to do scams. They tell you the apartment's there, you can't really go inside, but they'll send you pictures and you mail the check to them, and I'm just like, no, or you transfer money to them or whatever. I'm just like, no. Do you know where I'm from? I'm Nigerian, bruv. You can't scam me. You can't scam me. I don't scam people even though I'm Nigerian, but I'm wise enough to know when something is a scam. Well, for the most part, at least for now, I've never been scammed. So I don't want to say, they say never, but I just want to believe it's going to be really hard to scam me because, first of all, there are some things that are just so obviously too good to be true. Maybe there are things that were actually true, and because of the way they were presented, I was like, nah, this is a scam. And I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. So yeah, there are rental scams, so you should be careful about that. People have been scammed trying to rent an apartment or even like for other stuff. So be careful about that. But that's pretty much my experience trying to move in here and get an accommodation. It's not an easy one as a single mother. Nothing really is easy as a single mother when you're pretty much on your own doing everything. But I did have help, at least from some of my friends. People were supportive. The agent was very supportive. She would drive me around everywhere. One of my friends did give me a car seat to help out. So I did have a lot of help at the same time, but at the same time it can be really daunting. I hope I shared some insight with you and helped you on your journey here and giving you some information that you may not have known. There are a lot of these videos going around, so there's a lot of information on the internet and on YouTube, and you can check out my friend Faye's channel. I'm sure she has more information. So when you're looking for houses, there's Kijiji, there's Craigslist, there's Facebook Marketplace also became a good place to check for like accommodation. There's Airbnb if you're looking for something short term. Sometimes Airbnb, they end up renting it to you like for a long-term basis. So this, especially because I found out one of my friends did that recently. So there's ways around this thing. It shouldn't be too difficult because now you have a lot of information, and so you kind of know what to expect. But yeah, and if you have more money, the better for you. If you have more money, most people start off in basements like I did. I've been living in a basement for my 2 years. I'm still in a basement. Some people come straight up and move into a condo apartment because they can afford it. They had a lot of money. They were ready to go move straight into an apartment, a condo, or a house. But, people like us, we got to manage, what we have to manage. My current basement apartment is not the cheapest, but it's a good deal for what I wanted and for what I'm getting. And it was also furnished. It's a 2-bedroom and it's massive and it's beautiful. It's a bit old, but it's not too old that it's irritating. It's not as modern as I would have liked, but it's good. It's a good place. It's a good location, so I'm good with it. I've talked so much, and I'm really happy that I was consistent with this British accent for the whole of this video. Well, my fake British accent, or whatever kind of British accent I have, I haven't really been to England in a while, so I haven't renewed my subscription for this current British accent I have. So it's like an old school one. I haven't renewed it, but yeah, hopefully you understood what I was saying in the whole video. I hope you did. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below if you have other things about my experience moving here and living here and settling in here in Canada that you want me to share. Please comment below. If you have any of your experiences looking for accommodation you would like to share, please comment below. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. It could be helpful to someone. You never know. Thank you again for watching and have a good day. Bye.